Good morning. It's noon, and I thank you so much for coming today. I have signed the proclamation to call for a special election for the United States Senate seat caused by my good friend, Jeff Sessions' appointment as United States Attorney General. This special election will remove any cloud of doubt that might have been associated with the previous process used by the former governor. It returns the authority to select their representatives back to the people. It is the people's decision that should be honored about who will represent them. The rule of law always must prevail. So the special election will be, the primary will be on August the 15th, 2017. If we have a runoff, it'll be on September 26th, 2017. And general election will be on December the 12th, 2017. Surely there are costs with any election. Ballots have to be printed, poll workers have to be hired, and locations have to be procured. But what's really important is that the authority of the people is returned to the people to select their representative. Not allowing a vote by the people is even a greater cost. And remember, the cost of the election today is the same amount as it would have been had the former governor set the special election sooner. Same cost would be there. The cost can be stretched out over 2 fiscal years, 2017 and 2018. If there's a county election also on the ballot, the cost will be cut in half. And there's the 2 fiscal years, and the county election would reduce the cost. And I've checked with the finance director thoroughly, and there will be no impediment to any major function in the general fund. The essential services of government will continue, and there's also been, we have an increase in the revenue projections up by $7 million, which is good to know. And most of all, the authority of the people to elect their own representative will be restored. This proclamation that I've signed has been turned over to the Secretary of State, and it's up to him to handle, and I know he will do well. Are there any questions? Yes, sir.
Why did you select these particular dates for the election?
There are a lot of facts. The Secretary of State guided us, and the Secretary of State gave us the dates to consider. This is the first one, the earliest possible one.
You mentioned you wanted to remove the cloud of doubt. Was that cloud of doubt there for you before you became governor, when you were lieutenant governor?
It's the people's cloud of doubt that has prevailed, and as the governor, I abide by the rule of law. And I wanted to restore the rule of the law and conduct a special election according to the law. And I think this cloud will be removed with a special election because the people will get to make that decision.
Were you getting calls on either side of this decision? Can you talk about who might have been trying to influence you?
No, I have not talked to anybody like that, and I just know that it was the right thing to do. I can read the law and talk to my legal advisors and counsel, and it's just the right thing to do.
Have you heard any response from Senator Strange?
I called him this morning, gave him heads up. He's the only announced candidate that I know, and he also holds a position. So we had a very comfortable conversation. I don't think he was surprised, and he said it'll be good, and we'll settle the dust in everybody's minds, and we'll go forward. So it was a very pleasant conversation. Well, thank y'all so much. Y'all through?
Governor Ivey, later today the Senate is expected to take up a bill on allowing people to carry guns without a permit. If that comes to your desk, will you sign it?
Let me see what the final version of the bill is before I commit on that. Yes, ma'am.
You sent out a press release last week supportive of infrastructure and the gas tax. That bill appeared, at least last week, the speaker said it was dead. Would you like to see that brought back up or something addressed this year?
bottom line is the state, we the people, want safety for our children on school buses. They're having to travel extra miles to go around certain bridges. We want our families and our commerce to travel safely across this state. It is economic development. That we've got to pay attention to the needs of the infrastructure, and I still support the appropriate amount of investment in infrastructure. Yes, ma'am.
What is your time frame for making a decision about your plans in 2018? It's getting closer.
I've been in office, not quite, let's see, what, 5, 4, 6 days. And it's just too early to think about the priorities, and here's some other things that are coming up, so I've just got to focus on this. There will be time for me to focus on those questions about next elections later on.
Governor, there's a church in Vestavia, Briarwood, that wants to create its own police force. This bill reached the governor's desk last year, but it was not signed. If it gets to your desk, have you given any consideration on how you might act?
I have not seen that bill yet, but I'll sure, I'll look at it when it gets here if it does. Thank y'all so much.